Namaste and Satnam to you all, and welcome to temple service. Everyone is welcome and loved here. And with that, we'll go ahead and get started with temple service with the Sambujo chant.
Oh, snap. Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work with these two. Yeah, I would close out the free up space over the top. There you go. Alright, well we can just do it without the without that. So I just close that out and just
Let this close now. So we'll go ahead and just start on our own then. respectfully welcome Amida Buddha to our temple as we scatter flowers of joy. We respectfully welcome the Buddhas of all times and places to our temple as we scatter flowers of joy. And with that, we'll go ahead and go over the 6 paramitas. Giving. May I be generous and helpful. Guidance.
May I be guided by the Buddha's precepts.
Tolerance.
May I regard the mistakes of others with sympathy.
Perseverance.
May I do my best in all things.
Meditation.
May I reflect deeply on my life through the Buddha's teachings.
Insight.
May I understand the meaning of Namu Amida Buddhism.
Alright, and we'll finish off our beginning section with the Bodhisattva vows. The many beings are numberless.
I vow to save them.
Greed,
Hatred and ignorance rise endlessly. I vow to abandon them.
Dharma
gates are countless. I vow to awaken to them. Buddha's way is unsurpassed. I vow to embody it fully.
Alright. With that, we'll move on to the lesson for today. Starting with a chant. Today's chant is Upeka Hantu Sabe Sata, or may all beings live in balance. We're going to repeat this 3 times slowly. So follow along with me. Upeka Hantu Sabe Sata. Upeka Hantu
Sabe Sata.
Upeka
Hantu Sabe Sata.
Beloved Sangha, today we conclude the Brahma Vihara journey with equanimity. Upeka. Equanimity is the calm center, the balance of mind that does not cling or push away. It is the deep knowing that joy and sorrow, gain and loss, praise and blame all rise and fall. And through it all, the heart remains steady. Today, we also reflect on Carl Jung's idea of the self, a wholeness that embraces both shadow and light, conscious and unconscious. Upeka and the self both point to harmony, completeness, and peace within all things. And with that, I'll go ahead and let Erin take over.
Thank you, Lynn. Namaste. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. All right, so our Dharma reflection. Equanimity does not just mean indifference. It means the balance with wisdom and compassion. So it's just like really potent balance. But we're really getting in there to wisdom and compassion. The Buddha called it the mountain that does not tremble in the storm. When we cultivate equanimity, we can beat our life's ups and downs without being thrown off course. So this is like that balance, that stability in all things, like what the Buddha was talking about, is the not being able to be blown off that mountain. Whether there's a big gust of wind, you're just more stable because you're in that place of balance. Jung's concept of the self mirrors this balance. The self is integration of all parts of our being, conscious and unconscious, masculine and feminine, the wounded and the healer. When the self is realized, We are not torn between fragments, but whole, steady, and complete. Together, Buddhism and Jung remind us that equanimity is not a cold detachment, but a warm presence rooted in wisdom. It is the knowing that everything belongs, and within us is a center that cannot be shaken. So let's all reflect on this for just a minute. And just think, where in your life do you get swept away by the highs and the lows? Everybody can think of a time where you're just like, whoa, and you just have to try to get your footing again. So just kind of reflect on that for a second. Think of something specific that maybe has happened to you recently that may have just pushed you off balance, and you had to kind of get yourself back up and say, okay, I got this. So equanimity is building that strength within, not just in compassion, but also balanced with that wisdom that you're truly unshakable. Yes, things are going to happen in your life. Yes, the wind's going to blow, and it may be a big gust, but just having that already worked out within your energy, within your center, you're solid like that mountain. And so that is something that you can get to, and so that you don't have to feel like you're going to be blown off course by every little thing that happens. And that is the work that we do here, is to make sure that we already know, yeah, I've got this. You know, whatever comes, I've already made my mind up. I've already discerned what my true belief systems are. And so I'm not prescribing to things that are not within my truth. Therefore, you're solid when something comes up. Yes, environment happens, people happens, life happens, situations happen. But when you're solid on that, you're going to watch and see that your reactions are no longer going to follow the lies that once you may be prescribed to that are no longer your truth. So whatever it is that you truly do believe, and that you've done that work to hold a place for that, that's where your reactions are now going to come from. And so if that's the work that you've been doing, you're pretty certain to know that you're going to be standing firm, reacting in alignment with your truth, acting in alignment with what is truly what you believe in. And so that goes a long way. So to help everybody understand equanimity, that would be that balance between that wisdom, the work that you've done, and also sharing out the compassion. But it's such an inner strength of balance between all the parts that make you up. All right, so I'm going to invite Quinn back up, and we're going to start the infinity breath.
All right, so some of you here may already know about the infinity breath, but for those of you who don't, we start out by breathing out all that negative energy, that stale energy that we've gathered up during the week, during the month, however long, and we just breathe out. Just one big breath out. And then once we do that, we hold in our center for a moment. And then we breathe in. All that bright, beautiful creator light all around us. And then we hold once more. And then when we breathe out again, we circulate that energy. And then we continue with that pattern as is comfortable to us. So you don't have to follow how I would do it or how anyone else would do it. Just whatever feels comfortable to you. Okay, so for this particular breath work today, when you inhale, think I breathe in balance.
Breathe in balance.
When you exhale, think I breathe out peace. When you inhale, I breathe in wholeness. When you exhale, I breathe out calm. Let the loop remind you that life flows up and down, joy and sorrow, yet the breath returns, steady and full. And I'll go ahead and
Everyone just keep flowing with your breath work. Just keep breathing. Just be comfortable in your own rhythm. And we're just going to go right into a meditation as we're doing this breath close your eyes if you wish, whatever makes you feel comfortable. So I just want you to bring to mind a recent challenge or stress, something that you have went through. And I want you to see it clearly without any judgment. Just have it come into your mind's eye. If you don't quite understand what that means, just use your imagination. Allow yourself to create that picture as if you were in the moment. And then we're going to have a place of non-judgment with that situation that maybe prior we might have labeled as a challenge or a stress. We are not going to label it this time. We are just going to let it be what it is. Now just breathe into it as you're visualizing it. Just breathe into it and say silently or out loud, whatever feels best. This too belongs.
This too belongs.
I meet this with balance.
I meet this with balance.
Just continue to breathe into that, and you may actually see this vision that you had in your head, and you may actually see it glowing or have some different type of energy now that you have connected and let it be what it is without labeling it or calling it good or bad, but just letting it be what it was, what it is. And now we're going to bring to mind a recent joy or success that we have accomplished or been actively a part of. Just visualize. I'll give you a second to put your thoughts to be able to bring a picture or just that feeling. Each person's different. Your ability to visualize could be different. So just remember it, whatever works for you. Now I want you to just smile at this and repeat. This too belongs.
This too belongs.
I meet this with balance.
I meet this with balance.
Finally now, we're going to extend this balanced awareness to all beings in this world, all beings in all the planetary systems. We are going to extend the same energy, the same acceptance, the same balance out to all beings. So if you want to, whatever makes you visualize oneness, bring that to your mind. Hold that space in your heart right now. May all beings live in balance.
May all beings live in balance.
May all beings know peace.
May all beings know peace.
May all beings be whole again.
May all beings be whole again.
Just going to take a minute just to focus that energy. Just connecting that energy from your heart and pushing outward, just connecting with everything. Just continuing your breath work and just sending that loving intention out to all beings. Would you like to join me again? Do our pray around the room as well as our team. May your minds be steady.
game is balance stones. And the way it works is each participant balances a small stone on their palm or finger.
Let me grab my bag. I'll be right back, y'all. Get your stones right away. Just pick one. There you go. And at home, if you have anything around you, anything that you could balance, if you're not prepared with a stone, that's okay. There's going to be something around you. There's a penny or a pencil or anything that you can get. You can participate as well. Okay.
And what I want you to do is notice the stillness it takes to balance. Notice how even a small shift affects the whole.
This is equanimity. A steady center that responds without clinging or pushing away.
Now once you're done with this, all of you can place the stones in a shared circle as a symbol of collective balance.
Yes, and I have the little bag right here. Collective balance between our lovely group. Hold space for you too. Thank you.
Alright. And next up, let's go ahead and before homework and integration.
That's right,
we go
Reiki healing
Reiki
of the
healing of the
mind.
mind.
Yes, all right. I think we're gonna do understand.
Okay. So today's Reiki healing of the mind is understanding. If you change your reaction by perhaps being more understanding of the other person's position because you realize their perception of it is different from yours, or feeling less threatened by someone's actions by developing more self-confidence and greater self-esteem, or simply by listening to his or her explanation rather than instantly sounding off, then you'll get a whole new set of reactions from the people around you.
Yes.
That is understanding.
Yeah, so just take a second to think about that. I know everybody can remember a time when someone was speaking and they already had it in their mind what they were going to say next, and just coming up within you. But more so, take the time to actually not assume what the person's going to say, not assume that you already know or have a rebuttal for it immediately, but let it actually be what it is in the moment. And you may also be surprised yourself that what you thought they were going to say maybe wasn't even. So let's just be in that moment of understanding, and in order to do that, we actually have to open up to listen fully without letting our ego self come up and say, oh, I already know exactly what I'm going to say now.
Yeah, and even just like taking yourself out of the mindset like where you've got an idea of where you are and what you've been going through, but you may not have an idea of what they were going through today. And just try to put yourself in those shoes. Try and see where they're coming from, even if they're saying something you disagree with.
Very true.
Okay, so now we'll move on to our homework and integration for this week. This week, when you notice yourself pulled by highs or lows, pause and say, this too belongs. This too belongs.
So we have a journal prompt. And so if you don't already have a journal at home, start with just getting a piece of paper. If you don't have a piece of paper, do a note in your phone. But journaling is a very big way to be able to kind of check in on yourself. And when I say check in, some of the things that you might not allow yourself or know that you're actually feeling can come up when you're starting to just freely write with things such as a journal prompt. So if you haven't already integrated that practice into your daily routines, this is a very great thing to do. So let's start right now. Starting right now, if you'll write in your journal, where did I meet life with balance today? And then when you're done writing that, I'll give you a second, and then we'll go to the next part of it. And then the next part is, where was I pulled away?
And also just, even if you're not good at necessarily writing things down, maybe if you just write down these questions and you take a walk and you ask yourselves these questions, you think about them. You know, it's, even if you're not the journaling type, you can always ask yourself these questions, get into that kind of meditative state, and, you know, get yourself to really think about what matters.
Yes, great.
We also have a bonus practice this week, which is to place a small object in your space to remind you of equanimity. Each time you see it, return to balance.
Yeah, so it can be anything. Just pick something. Maybe it's a small stone because we use that today in the game. So that reminds you of what we talked about today. Or I mentioned a penny. Maybe it's a penny every time you see that penny. Which actually, if you chose a penny, I'm sure you might remind yourself to be balanced a lot as you walk down the street,
right,
because you're going to see little pennies everywhere.
And
so choose something that's going to help you remember.
yeah, and even if, like, you might even have something that just reminds you of a time when you were balanced, you know, like a time when you have to balance yourself, you know, like maybe you find yourself in a work position where you have to stay balanced, you have to, you know, stay calm, you know, not let things get to you, and maybe you have something related to that, and, you know, you put that in the space, you think on that, you put yourself in that position.
Awesome, yeah.
So I just want to invite you all to please subscribe and comment, like, any way that you want to show your appreciation, we welcome it. We also take donations. There is a little link in the description for donations. We're doing a bit of a pledge drive right now.
Yes, we are. Thank you for bringing that up. That's
Remember?
very beautiful. So we do amazing work here, Flow Amazing, and we have resources for the community and obviously to the world, because we're reaching you now as well on this live. So if you really feel that you want to support healing within the world, bringing harmony for humanity back together, please do consider to support us, and we will take those dollar funds that you support us with, and we will turn that into healing support for others in the community. Of course, as always, everyone can always come to temple service for free, and that there's never any charge for that. We just do it out of love. But we would like to further our mission and share more healing with the community and world. So if you want to be a part of that, please visit pay.lotusflowercandle.com/donation, and you'll be able to support us in that way. And then also you can follow us in the bio. You'll find some different links to help out too. Thank you.
All right.
And we're going to show them the different services we offer
Yeah.
Well,
So if you feel like stopping by, here's what we offer here at the Lotus Flower Wellness Temple.
we do light and sound baths. We do Reiki as well as crystal essential oil saunas. We have cupping services. We do, of course, temple service. We fully believe in creative workshops, so we do candle making as well as paint sin parties that help you get out of your processor and into the real processor here and dropping into that creativity. So if you know or you or anyone you know is looking to work their journey more and have the tools and the resources and the communities to support that, come on over to Lotus Flower Wellness Temple. We got you, we love you, and we are here for you.
Right. So with that, beloved Sangha, today we honored equanimity, Upeka. We touched the wholeness within us that cannot be shaken. Together, let us affirm, may all beings live in balance, may all beings know peace, may all beings be whole.
May all beings be whole.
And with
Again.
that, those of you who are joining us just for temple service, namaste to you. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. For those of you who are sticking around for our podcast after, we're just going to go ahead and get set up for that. We'll be right back in a little bit.
All right. Thank you so much for joining online. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And share it to some friends. I know everyone's got someone that they know that is struggling in some way or that really needs the extra support. So shoot this over to them. Say, hey, you know what? I just found this today. I think this can help you. And as we're seeing here, if you continue to work the process and you surround yourself with like-minded individuals in a community, there to support for you, and you will start to transform and grow and get to places where you can restore that harmony within your own self. We are all about harmony for humanity. So thank you so much. And we will see you next week. And if you're sticking behind, we're going to flip the camera around. We'll be ready in just a minute. All right, here we go. Cheers. So, yeah. Yes, I do. You want to do it? Here, I'll take this one right here. All right, guys, you're gonna have to scooch. You want a little more to go? Perfect.
All right.
Awesome. Namaste. Welcome to Lotus Flower Wellness Temple Podcast, Harmony for Humanity. I'm Erin.
I'm Quinn. Leo.
We're so happy that you're here joining us. If you just were with us for temple service, we just want to say thank you for staying. This is where we share our voice, our personal perspective on temple service, and then any integration or anything that we want to speak on that's happened within the last week or just in general. So yes, thank you for being here. All right. So generally, we just discuss a little bit, touching base on what we discussed in temple service. And today it was equanimity. So what does equanimity mean to you? Quinn, would you like to take this first one?
I think to me it means that kind of balance in life, you know, just finding a personal balance more than anything, because, you know, for everybody balance looks different. what balance is for one person is always different than what it is for another person. You know, some people can handle more of one thing, some people can't, you know, aren't as, don't find that as enjoyable, don't find that as much aligned with them. You know, it's all about finding your personal path. So, you know, you find the balance that works for you. Rather than, you know, just like sticking to something that like, oh, it's even, it's, you know, it's, you get the same amount of one thing as you get the other, but like it just doesn't feel right. You know, you gotta trust your subconscious, trust your intuition, trust your feelings about things in order to get that balance in a way that works for you.
Yes, absolutely. You know, the process of what we're doing here, yes, the process is across the board. It's fair. It's for everyone. But each person of how they're going to work that process, how they're going to integrate that is completely different for each individual. And so, yes, that's a very good point that you made. So thank you so much for sharing that. And what about you, Miguel? You want to touch on this? What does equanimity mean to you?
I'm still having a little bit of trouble figuring it out myself, honestly, because it's a new word for me. But I do understand it in balance. Balancing wisdom, balancing our understanding, and I feel like for me, there has to be, to understand the unperceivable things that happen in the world, we have to have the balance of our religious aspects, our spiritual aspects, and a logical aspect of things, so that we can understand things as a whole. When we take out any aspect of any point of understanding, we don't get the full story. We only get one small face of a beautiful diamond.
Right. That actually brings something in mind for me, which is as we travel on our spiritual journey, something important is to stay grounded. You know, that is another important balance that we have to strike. The way that I like to think of it is we don't want to be this stone that is fully on the ground, but we also don't want to be like a cloud that's all the way up in the air and never touches earth. We want to be more like a tree. We grow from the earth up into the sky, and we touch both. You know, we grow in both aspects, in grounding and in spirit. So it isn't just as important to pay attention to your practical life, to your everyday concerns, to your relationships, as it is to pay attention to your own personal spirituality and your inner self and, you know, your intuition, your channelings, whatever comes your way. So like it's important to keep a balance between those things as well.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. So, Miguel, where in life do you feel the most pulled off balance? Have you ever had one overarching kind of thing that you're like, that gets me every time? Like, do you have a specific trigger for that? Kind of throwing you off there. Hi, y'all. Welcome in. We're Lotus Flower Wellness Temple. Make yourselves at home, please. We're doing a podcast right now, but if there's anything we can help you with, please ask. Okay, thank you.
That's a simple question. I think I've always just struggled with anything. Which being before I feel like that's always been a big struggle. Because obviously, you know, before you can help somebody, you gotta research them a little bit. Because if you don't understand it, you can't get what you need. Right? Helping people out in general. it's easy for me to kind of somebody. I'm kind of that second thought, but just avoiding, I think it's always really struggle for me, because I know that's part of my self, to be a light in the world. Obviously, somebody probably got my head so far up in the clouds. I'm not grounded. It's hard to relate to people when you're not grounded. You're always thinking 5 steps ahead, you're not thinking up and out.
Right. Yes, exactly. Good point. Thank you for sharing that. So, how do you understand Jung's idea of the self and wholeness?
You know, it's that idea of integration. It's that idea of like, you know, you have your shadow, right? You have your ego, your id, your superego, all that sort of stuff. The idea is that a lot of times with our shadow in particular, especially, we tend to bury our shadow. We tend to hide it away. It's all the things that we're ashamed of. It's all the things that we don't pay attention to or we don't want other people to see. But the point of all that, as per Jung, is to integrate, to find a way to be our full selves without separating out anything. And that's not to say that we act on our worst impulses all the time. It's more about finding a way for those darker parts of ourselves to see light in a way that is beneficial and supportive of our life.
Yay, I'm giving a good cheer for that one. My phone cheered you too. How beautiful. Yes, I love that. Yes, that's a very good point. You just made. I appreciate that so much. So now let's ask this question. How might equanimity change the way that we show up in the community? Y'all both answer that one, because that's a good one.
Yeah. So when we become more balanced, we become more able to deal with different situations. It's something that makes us more stable. It's something that makes us more secure. We're less likely to go off the handle or to lose ourselves in something that isn't serving us. Really, it's just like, it's a stabilizer, it's a balancer, like, just like it says, equanimity. It's that balance in life.
What about you, Miguel? Any ideas?
Well, people tend to,
I'll be right back, guys. Keep on, continue on, y'all, and talk within yourself.
okay, so, but people tend to focus on people and learn based off of what they see. So, if you're not balanced, you might create a bad precedence, make bad examples. So, in both ways, if I'm always looking up, I won't see the pit that's underneath. Or if I'm always looking down, I won't see the obstacles that are right in front of me. So, it's always good to stay balanced, so that way people can see the balance in you. And they'll think, wow, that's really good. I like that. I want that balance. And it leaves a good precedent so that other people can follow your example. See that you have your stuff together. And it'll spread. It'll spread. The goodness that comes along. Just being good like a person. If they see, somebody always sees the highs and the lows, then they're not really seeing the balance part. stick to. Because either just look at you in that way and not take you seriously, or they will get imprinted on what you've done in the height of it. Now that'll create embarrassment. So certainly balance is extremely important. We want to make an impact on other people and the world.
Yeah, like, it definitely is, that sort of like, between like how you, are able to handle things on your own, as well as like in the community and also the example that you give to others. I think the personally, or the most personally beneficial part is to be able to find calm in situations where otherwise you'd be thrown off course. To be able to center yourself when you would normally just find it difficult to do so.
Have a great day.
You might be frustrated or say something you don't mean, but if you can find a way to find balance to center yourself, you'll have less instances where you do things and say things that you regret, but because you're more in tune with like where you are and who you are and who you want to be, and you can kind of reach into that calmness and pull out, okay, here is the answer that I want to give. Here is the answer that is not coming from impulsiveness, it is not coming from an immediate emotional feeling, it is just coming from where I want to come from right now.
Well, thank you. I heard you when I was helping the lady that was coming in. She gave a little donation for our candle hands, which was great. So thank you for letting me pop off. Thank you also, Miguel, for sharing. So do we have anything else that we want to talk about today? Or do we think we summed it up pretty well?
I think we summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, me too. I think so. Well, I want to say thank you, gentlemen. Thank you guys for your lovely words. And I want to say thank you for everyone joining. Namaste, and we will see you next time. All right. And we did have someone new today, so I just want to say thank you for the Divine bringing us a new person into our temple today to come and walk in this path with us as well. So we're really excited. Yay. All right, awesome. Well, we'll send out love to everyone in the world. Have a great and wonderful week. And be that joy that you want to see. Be that joy. It starts with you. And if you hold space for it, you're going to receive it. You're going to create it. So it's on you. All right, we love you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
I just wanted to say off camera, thank you for that.
Oh,
And
you're welcome.
for me personally, what I got from it on